So keep this in mind, that when we decide what we have to do in life, we have to survive, we have to work, we have to have a lot of social and other obligations. We have to fulfill all of them. Spiritual path does not mean that you give up your duties and your obligation in life and run away to some forest to meditate. The real spiritual path is to perform your duties as efficiently, as skillfully as you can, and consider that as part of meditation. Again, some people who like to hear about Lord Krishna teachings, I will give you a quote. He says, Yoga karma su kaushalam. True yoga is doing your every duty, every work with the utmost skill you have. You become a karma yogi. If you can do all your work with utmost skill and think it's part of your meditation. What makes action into meditation is whether you are thinking of your master, thinking of the divine, thinking of God. If you are thinking of that while doing worldly duties, it's meditation. So that is why you can make your whole life into meditation. So this is a lifestyle of living a spiritual path. It's not merely giving a few minutes or 1 hour or 2 hours or 5 hours to meditation. Everything should be meditation. Great Master was asked, how much should we do meditation? He said, what do you think? He said, we were told at initiation we should try to do 1/10 of the time, 2.5 hours. He said, have you ever seen a balance on which we put weight on one side and the product produced that we are measuring on the other side? If you put 1/10 weight, and which way will the balance go? If you are doing 2.5 hours meditation, spending 23.5 hours on other things, how will meditation work? They said, Master, then how much should we do? He said, ideally, you should do 23.5 hour meditation and 2.5 hours for other intellectual work where your attention is needed elsewhere. Master, how can we do? We have to sleep, we have to work, we have to eat, we have to cook, we have to do so many things, our jobs. Well, everything can be made into meditation. If you do your Simran, repetition of the words, mentally, not with the tongue, if you do it with your mind makes it a habit. And you will see that if you are practicing meditation by repeating words in your mind, the mind makes it a habit, and any time you can just check in, the mind is repeating the words. When that happens, even when you sleep, all night the mind is repeating the words. If you suddenly wake up at night, you'll see the mind is repeating the words without your trying to do it. The mind has a nature of forming habits, and you can also form a habit. So the great Master said, that way you could be meditating all night, even when you're sleeping. Then during the day, if you are thinking of your Master, remembering him, that's meditating upon the Master, meditating upon the divine. When that happens, your life becomes a meditation. He said, I allow for 2.5 hours for other work because sometimes people do come across serious problems or serious issues on which they have to give time. And he says, normally there's not more than 1/10 of your time. So 2.5 hours for other work and 23.5 hours for meditation. The whole point is, what is our priority in life? If you put the spiritual path, the meditation, at the top of your priority, no matter what, we have to start the day from there. The whole day will be much better. You can check it out. If you say, I'll start tomorrow, I'll do it on the weekend, it weakens the whole effort. I have often told people that if you want to meditate, do it regularly. If you do it in large hours, number of hours every weekend, is not the same thing as doing even 10 minutes every day. There's a momentum we create. In everything we do, there's a momentum we can create. If we do it regularly, at the same time, every day, a momentum is created, it automatically reminds us meditation time. And we do it, and it builds up. Every day it builds up more. That is why if you have enough time, do more. If you have less time, do less, but do it regularly, every day. Make it your priority, you'll get the best results. So this is just a tip I am giving, that make it more regular than merely saying, I was able to give 3 hours on Sundays, and that's the only day I meditate. That's not as effective as doing 5 minutes every day. So just a point I was making.